What? I can't believe it. We're live? Are we live?
I was waiting for you to go live, Kyle, so I can tell this to your whole audience.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck
All
you.
5 of them?
Oh,
Weird.
Wow.
Weird
Feel
flex,
the love.
man.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Eric, did you get my
You know,
Valentine's Day
today-
card and my
I did.
Valentine's Day picture?
Surround sound so everyone can enjoy that.
You
It's
know
weird.
what
It was
happened?
digital, but it still had a smell to it.
This day in 1779, Native Hawaiians said "fuck you" and stabbed Captain James Cook in the neck.
Eat.
They
Owie.
went "fuck you, colonizing prick" and stabbed him in the neck.
Saw that on Reddit.
I too do not browse Reddit.
All right, I'm gonna post a "you can't tell how big it is" picture.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, and
All
then
right.
one of actually
I'm pretty good
established.
at guesstimations.
I'll DM you that one, Eric.
Ha 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 ha. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, welcome everyone to Princess of the Apocalypse.
A pack of bots. Where are the Pocketbots?
I had a mini strip. That might be a good group name, the Pocketbots.
A pack of bots. Where are pack of bots?
I had a mini stroke. It's fine, but yeah,
Yeah, totally.
episode 40 of Princess of the Apocalypse. The false chord.
You spelled it all weird.
Did anyone catch it though?
The spelling?
I take that as a no, so I'm just gonna leave it. All right, who wants to give me a recap?
I caught it, but I don't know what it means, and it scares me.
Here,
Oh, so easy.
I'll post this in the Roll20 chat, so you can.
I don't even remember where he posted the other one.
In the Discord.
Typing. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm clever. I am so clever.
Oh, you're so proud.
Yes.
You're so smug with yourself.
Yes, I am very, very, very smug with myself right now. But who wants to give me a recap of what happened last week?
Death and murder.
Death and murder.
I saved Simon.
So,
yeah.
oh well, unless Eric's gonna do it.
I mean, I can.
Well, Eric's just our default. Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
Oh, hold on.
No one wants to hear my voice, anyways.
How dare you assume that?
Hey, I have one of those, Eric.
Nice.
Breathe easy machines.
You better not be making the harmonica sounds. I have that one, and then I have a steroid one that's powdery, and the doctor told me, make sure you wash out your mouth after doing this, because if you don't, you can get a yeast infection in your throat. I'm like, why did they invent this then? It's a horrible thing. So,
my one friend a while ago tried to tell me that you can get throat cancer from sucking dick, or from swallowing. Sorry.
No.
I was like, where did you get your information?
That was definitely made up.
I don't need a third puff.
Oh.
Sometimes I do.
Ooh.
Puff, pass.
2 puffs for me.
There he is.
To my cat. Okay. Resident note keeper will open his notes.
Aww.
These are going to be real. Let's see.
Short.
I'm eating a root beer for
Short. Yeah.
Attack, kill.
The last session was called Things Are Getting Heavy. Subtitle, He Who Sheds a Tear. Which was a real good one. So we started last session with combat. Continuing the fight with Marlos, Tadriel, and Simon, not Simon. Where it's just kind of us scrambling to figure out how exactly we're supposed to defeat both Simon and Tadriel. Where we fail with Tadriel, she ends up summoning Ogrimmar. Ogrimmar? I think it's Ogrimmar, right?
Yeah, because of the accent.
Yeah.
Right, Ogrimmar. Summoning Ogrimmar on top of Tyr, who is a very, very large earth elemental in the same vein as Ol Hydra from the water plane. Hera gets fucking pissed. Did you roll a nat 20 on your Ring of the Ram, by the way?
I sure
She
did.
You sure
Raised all
did.
3 charges too.
Yeah, smashed
I think
right
I
through Ogrimmar.
I punched his arm off or something.
Mm-hmm.
Shattered it. And you spawned some little gargoyles.
Who's your
Which was
god
annoying.
now?
You're about to ask that question yourself.
Oh,
But Tadriel ends up disappearing, removing herself from the fight like a coward, leaving us
I
to
did all
fight
that damage
Simon.
to her.
Right?
Waste all my
yeah.
You
spells.
skipped right
I
off there.
didn't get in my notes what a Drum was going through either. But a Drum was going through some shit.
Let's go through something.
Yeah, Drum
He's
had to
going through
pick.
some shit.
He had to pick between the angel and the devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, good or bad. So the rest of the party's fighting Ogrimmar, and it's up to me to not fight Simon while Boris does all the heavy lifting, getting a nasty double crit. 2 crits in one combat, dealing some obscene amount of damage,
Yeah.
like 100 something damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fucking gnarly.
Used all 2 or both of his action surges in that same round too.
Yeah, fucking what a nightmare. But combat just continues to drag on. It's incredibly grueling for everyone. As we trade blows with Simon, Ogrimmar, and his little minions, until eventually Tauren relents and begins to finally attack Simon. We didn't defeat Ogrimmar.
Nope.
He ended up absorbing whatever was going on with Simon after Boris and I did enough damage to break whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
But he absorbed whatever was possessing Simon, and he left, right? Did he
Ogrimmar?
leave? No, he didn't leave.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's still there. It seemed like he got
I'm still thinking of Tadriel.
more powerful or
He
whatever.
got
He's
glowier.
purpley.
He turned extra purple once he absorbed the demonic stuff.
And I'd like the record to show that Drum said that we could save Simon way back in the beginning, before he turned into that beast thing.
As I was about to say, out of character, I think that was kind of the goal for everybody. But once he turned into like full demon form, we were all like, it's got
Yeah,
a
I
little
was-
bit more
I
complicated.
was trying to keep the morale up and keep Thor from killing everybody. To say like, no, don't worry, my dream is about we saving Simon, not
Oh.
that he would turn into something and
I was trying to as well, but once Boris went over there, I was like, well,
yeah.
bye, Simon.
Check out tonight's episode where Tauren grabs his brother and fucking abandons the party.
I was about to say some shit like that. I was just about to say something like that.
There's a chance that Simon's legs work now. After
Thorin
that
starts
whole
dragging
thing.
Simon out, pouring healing potions into his mouth. All right, brother,
I
let's
guess
go.
we'll see.
This is what I was here for. Let's go. We're done.
In theory,
Fuck
we
these
could
guys.
just peace out. There's nothing other than our own sheer. We need to kill everything.
One
Let's
of my
keep
buddies,
dancing anymore.
it's kind of shitty, but one of my characters had it, or one of my buddies had a it was some kind of like Vindicator-based paladin or something like that. That basically did the same thing. His sole reason for adventuring with this party was to gain vengeance for some, I can't remember, something particular to the story. And once his character did that, he basically just said, "Alright, y'all, peace. I'm going back to my church. I'm done." Just said, "All right, this is fun adventuring. We're done."
That sounds like something or a character I would make, honestly.
I didn't know how to take that. I was like, "That's sick for RP wise," but like, as a party member, you're an ass.
Good news is Simon's still awake. Bad news is Tyr's still under a rock.
No, the rock turned into
Uh-huh.
Ogre Mark.
Well,
was
Well,
rock.
Tyr
yeah.
wanted to use the
Yeah,
ring of the
but
ram
it's
to
still
push him
standing
off
on him.
of Tyr. It didn't really work. Just broke his arm.
Yeah, he's a giant, sturdy rock guy.
Made him
I
I was
tried.
hoping we
Super
were gonna at
sturdy.
least push him, but
I
yeah.
gave it my best shot. That's all I got, guys.
Oh, he's all tentacled, right? I forgot. He's covered in black tentacles too.
Mm-hmm.
I did forget we were able to stabilize Simon though.
I don't think we did anything to him. He's just
Yeah,
Oh,
we
he
didn't
There
touch
just
now.
him.
happened. He just
Yeah,
happened to
he's
be
breathing. He's down.
nice.
We still
Okay.
need somebody to go stabilize him.
Yeah.
Well, so that starts us off in beautiful combat at the bottom of our turn order. And it is going to be this small gargoyle standing in front of a drum and nimbus. And it's going to try to sink its teeth into the beautiful glowy boy, kind of hovering in. Or are you still underneath him right now? Because you
Yeah,
were attacked.
I thought you pinned me, but you didn't pin me. You just kind of tackled me and
Oh yeah,
said
because
ogre
now
boy,
he's
so
gonna.
I'm
Yes,
yeah.
now he's going for the bite, and
Yeah,
yeah.
the grapple
Yeah.
attack.
So is a 19 gonna hit a drum?
Yeah.
So the gargoyle kind of bounces back on its haunches and springs forward, lunging at the prone position, or your prone position, and
Am I prone?
you were knocked
On the
down.
ground, yeah.
Oh.
And is going to sink his teeth into your shoulder. And with its two massive wings, it's going to try to pin you to the ground. You can make a strength or athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can escape it. But since you're prone, I believe it's at disadvantage.
Uh,
And it's going to make a strength check against you.
for prone, I'm not at a disadvantage unless I'm trying to attack, but you should
Okay.
be at advantage to attack me. Unless you're grappling, and that's a whole nother thing.
Oh my god.
So
Okay, I have to switch the camera. You guys have to see this.
I want to see.
I shouldn't even roll then, if you're saying that.
Do you see what's on the
Oh.
dice? Do you
Oh
see?
no!
That's
But Rob, it's happening.
Ugh, I knew it was going to happen. So you said acrobatics or athletics?
yes. You shouldn't have said
Good.
anything.
Good thing I'm really good. Because, when you think of a warlock, you think strength.
You just rolled for
So
Dex.
Huh?
Acrobatics
Oh.
is Dex.
Yeah. Oh,
it doesn't. Well, because
matter.
yeah, it's the because if you're trying to be acrobatic, you're gonna kind of like dance away. But if you're being athletic, you'd probably
yeah.
try to
I
like
tried
push,
to. I tried to roll away, shimmy out.
which you do not.
And what exactly did those dice say? I couldn't see them.
That's 2 natural 20s.
Okay, so now I'm grappled. Question mark?
Well, yes. All right, so that's gonna be the end of this turn.
Great.
That's gonna bring us to Ogremok. And it is going to. It seems like at first when it raises both of its arms up, it's going to launch another rock out of it because the arms kind of melt and turn into mud. But as he reaches up, his arms are both going to extend all the way up to the ceiling and then begin condensing, lifting him off
his
of the
one
ground. No, he grew it back.
Oh,
He's mud.
Yeah.
sad.
He does need to make a dex save because of the tentacles at the start of
Would
his
I get
turn.
an attack of opportunity?
Sorry for the interruption.
And the DC is
20.
okay. And you, if the failed save it means you move at half movement.
If he fails to save, then he takes 3d6 and is restrained until the spell ends. Which I'm
Okay.
still concentrating on.
All right. So roll your 3d6.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
You hate to see it. That's what happened to me last turn. Like both of my attacks, I got low rolls for damage.
He
Well-
can make a strength or dex check to free itself, though.
On its turn.
Mhm.
Okay. So, with that, you'll see it kind of pull itself up, or attempt to pull itself up, but as the tentacles wrap around and hold it down with amazing strength, he drops his arms from the ceiling and then just as a giant whip lashes them out and together, clapping them, and a massive flood of this brackish brown fluid will just pour out over the ceiling. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw because he is aiming back towards this back pillar. And with him whipping his arms out, it's kind of...
Zuya, you'll get a +5 from me.
What are we doing?
Dexterity
Dex
save.
Checking over all the conditions I currently have.
Crap.
If you have a lucky roll, now might be the time.
Nah,
You
I
saw
think I
mine.
used it.
Actually, I forget. Is this one of the?
I'm no longer
No,
lucky.
it's only against plants that are created. Garbage.
Dex save.
Damn it, Ranger! Give me more utility.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, have a good night.
Oh,
No more
I'll,
luckies?
Was that casting a spell, by the way, or is that legendary?
Technically a legendary.
Okay.
I do have a lucky.
I would use it.
I might use the lucky, but
Whatever. YOLO. My character's gonna. I'm just gonna roll a new one, Kyle.
So
Yeah. Good night.
these
Let me ask you this. Well, does that count for? Because with Mage Slayer, I also get advantage on saving throws by spells cast. Would that count? Or even though it's a legendary, it doesn't count because it's not a normal spell.
So legendary actions have two different types of modifiers. They either have spell like or action, and this is an action.
Okay.
he's literally just extending his gross mud arm.
Yeah.
So
Fucker.
Just curious.
it's a good question. So anyone under, let's see. Oh, that's a fail.
10. That
I
sounds
got
good.
hacks.
Ooh.
I hate
So
it.
all of you are going to take 20 points of damage as this mudslide just comes crashing out at you. And the pillar that Wub is standing behind just is engulfed or in mud and sludge until and the pressure keeps mounting on it until it crumbles away. And as this pillar falls, you all begin to hear and feel a shaking under your feet and above your head.
Ow.
I take the full damage with my 16 too.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Would you allow me to throw myself onto Simon?
Do it.
That would...
It's rough. If not, I understand.
For the roleplay reasons, I'll allow it.
Make him do like acrobatics or something.
See if you can make me an acrobatics, yeah, or athletics, one or the other, to see if you can, like, in your roll, trying to dodge this, you can manage to land on top of Simon. And
I got a lower modifier with acrobatics, but I think that's more appropriate. Watch me eat shit, everybody.
Holy shit!
Nice.
Man, I wish I rolled that.
So you successfully throw yourself on top of Simon, and looking down under as your back is completely scarred and torn from the solid and loose soil that just rushed over you. You look down and Simon is relatively unscathed. Maybe a few flecks of dust or dirt in his hair. A drum, being so close and being distracted with the pinning you, this gargoyle, is ripped off of you and is slung and slammed into this wall or pillar, leaving
Right
a
in Boris's
massive
killing range.
crack in the stone. And it
You're grappled.
lies lifeless on the ground. So you are no longer grappled, you are still prone, and that is going to end that turn.
So there's currently no more little guys, just the big guy.
There is one
Oh,
that
one
is
over here.
tentatively flying above Lubba Lubba.
And there's this guy here still.
Okay.
That reminds me, he's got to make himself save because he's like right in the direct. Okay. All right. Well, he's not there anymore. Okay, Hira.
Oh shit!
Okay, so he,
No, no. The big guy said, "Fuck you."
so Hira, hearing a drum cry out, kind of like snaps out of her bloodlust because she's been singularly focused on the big guy for now. She wasn't even aware of how her companions were faring, and she kind of hears a drum struggling, and she kind of actually glances over and sees that everybody's or that he's in trouble, and then Ogremok does that thing, and she sees everybody's looking real bad, and she kind of, for the moment, snaps out of her rage, and she defensively makes her way over to here, so she's still within reach
Mm-hmm.
of Ogremok, and she's going to cast Prayer of Healing.
Okay.
Oh, it's 10 minutes? Fuck me, never mind.
Yeah, no,
She can't do
yeah.
that.
I have that
Fuck.
same spell, but it's a 10-minute cast. That's out of combat.
Oh my
Yeah.
I
god.
appreciate the effort.
You're gonna see a drum pinned down and covered in mud. It's like, safe, Torin.
Okay, so scratch that. She does not do that. But
Please
she
help
will
me.
she will rotate around this way.
Okay.
There you go.
As you get into that position, please make me a perception check. That is
Oh, Taldrill's still there. That bitch.
perfect. So over the back of, as you kind of look up and gather the rear
On-off
end
switch.
of Ogremok, you are able to see a large, familiar handle sticking out of the back of its head that is wrapped in this weird, these weird discolored vines, and the leaves sprouting off these vines.
Begin the
Typically
Master
are
Chief badass music.
Can I try and grab it and pull it out?
Are you still flying?
Gung, 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 gung.
Yes.
So with that blast, you probably would have been knocked to the ground. So I'll
Take
say
fall
that
damage.
I will say that you were able to get back up with your movement and fly.
I can
But
use my action.
you are about 10 feet away from it right now, just because part of getting up after being knocked to the ground is going to take some of your movement.
I'm gonna die before my next turn.
Do.
Torin briefly acutely.
Can I?
Shit. He's moving. He's alive. I saw his ass.
I'm glad I have him, the camera
We all
turned off
did.
on my screen.
So there's no way I can grab that this turn.
You still have an action, though.
Fuck. Guess I'll just
Do you
attack
have
him.
any smite evils? Or whatever that thing is? He's gotta be
Spend
evil.
all the smites.
I mean, yeah, I have smites, but I need to hit him first for the smite to go off.
Well, you're grappling, or you're if you don't fly up too far, you can.
You are technically flanking with.
There you go.
Well, that's the
Just
entire reason I moved over there was to
Yeah,
flank
pull a
him.
Van Lee and
Yeah.
slap him right on the sack.
Just like,
Yeah.
if
My
you're
sole purpose of moving over there.
if
was
you're
to flank.
flying, then you won't get that flank. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I just remembered at one
Is
point
that-
you got pissed off and you literally slapped a guy on the taint with a fucking harm spell and just straight did like 140 damage to him.
Yeah.
Who?
Van Lee, his
Oh.
cleric character.
Yeah.
He jumped
That's a
up
lot
and
of
slapped a
damage.
giant right on the taint and just hit it with a harm spell or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Which I had never heard of, but it's a cool spell. It basically does as much damage that heals you.
It's 10 points per level. So if you're level 14, it's 140 damage.
That's what it was.
Damn.
All right. So, and Hira, standing behind Ogre Mark, kind of bringing yourself into clarity. This time, bringing your halberd down for these 2 strikes, you feel a surge of divine energy flow through you. However, you've kind of gotten accustomed to how, after your prayers with Tyr and your training with him, you know how his divine magic feels. This one is slightly different, but still familiar.
But still familiar.
And I'm going to add a little bit of extra oomph for you, but you don't know how much.
Ooh.
Oh.
What is happening?
I don't know.
I can't tell if Kyle's being awesome or breaking the game currently.
Both?
A drum.
Yes, sir.
You are proned and on
Yes,
the
sir.
ground and in pain. What would you
I-
like to do, sir? And Nimbus, you are
Mental
on
and
deck.
physical anguish.
Ooh.
So to stand up is half my movement.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll do that. So I'm no longer prone. But luckily for me, I's got the wings.
I
Yeah.
has the power.
Not that I necessarily need them.
Luya, you're gonna get to fuck this guy up next turn since we're flanking.
And I'm gonna help with that. So basically, a drum's on his back, and you can see like the holes in his wings where that guy was pinning him. And they're bleeding. He doesn't have like feather wings. They're like kind of like celestial bat wings, if you will. Not as creepy. And so instead of like actually like standing up, he kind of just like pushes off the ground with his wings and just like launches up with like a twirl, if you will, kind of like a barrel roll, just vertical. And then just you see as he like comes to a pause, like the anime pause in the middle of the sky type thing, his eyes just burst with a guiding bolt into this dude.
Okay.
19 hit. Probably not.
It does not.
And then Adram will stab himself in the throat with his own last dagger.
As you fire
And
or as you
retire the
fire it
character.
off, it's close enough that you are able to make contact, but it's kind of like a grazing blow. You do fire it off, and it does make contact, and it kind of blasts off the shoulder of Ogre Mark.
Guys,
And
should I use my last lucky on that?
I would save it for another
It's gonna be
failure.
the next attack against him is gonna be. Never mind. It's at advantage, and he'd have it anyways.
I would save it for another fail just in case. This has been a pretty brutal battle.
Yeah, I literally have nothing left. That's my last spell, and it went to not hitting.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Okay. So after he does that, he will fly. Let's see if half my movement. I can still move 30 because I got double flight speed. I'm gonna fly towards Wubba.
okay, towards the center of the room.
Yep. And then this dude He's gonna move his 40. Yep, 40 feet.
Nimbus, you are on deck.
Kind of confused on what to do for my turn now that Ogremon kind of blasted his minion right in front of me.
Shoot him.
Is there still the gargoyle guy like in front of Nimbus anywhere, or is that
He's
No.
dead.
No,
You know, he
Ogremon
got
is the
blasted.
last thing left.
He got blasted.
All
I
right.
simply can't see where other
Yeah,
people
there's
are.
only this one minion in front of a drum left.
Oh yeah, someone share their screen for Nimbus, please.
And then he's gonna
You're
attack.
not. I
Nope,
thought
beat
you
me to
were
it.
streaming.
I am.
It's just very blurry.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's also slightly
because
delayed.
like the switching with between the things because I'm on phone.
Does a 25 hit?
It does.
1d12.
Oh, what
there
song
went
is
a
that?
Tom.
Oh, I just disconnected him.
Oh,
16
okay.
points of damage.
Nice music.
Cold
Eric.
damage.
Okay. 16 points of damage. Anything else?
That's the end of my turn.
All right. Nimbus.
Okay, so it's the big guy that everyone else is by, and then is there still the little guy by a drum?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Not anymore.
No. Okay.
Oh, there is
Just-
a little guy out there. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just Ogremok and then this one Myrmidon.
Can someone show me how far away Nimbus is from the little guy?
45.
45.
Alright, guess he's gonna go for the big guy then.
You got
Or 40, I
feet
guess.
to
if
move
you're-
to him, but you've only got 35 of movement, correct?
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
it's easier just to go for the big guy.
Okay.
He's up on
No
the
use
pedestal,
wasting-
though. I think you might have to run up there.
Well, it's kind of like stairs, so
Mm-hmm.
Well, the stairs are on this side.
there's, well,
Unless this is wrong. I don't know if
No.
there's stairs on every side.
There are
like little-
just the smaller stairs that are, actual stairs to get up to this pedestal
he
is
already
up front.
pulverized. He already pulverized the whole altar, and they're
that's
standing on the
true,
ground.
too.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
There are parts of it that's still standing. There are parts. The parts
okay.
that Nimbus is coming up specifically is not there. So yeah, it's just
Okay,
straight
yeah.
movement.
I think you should get flanking from me, too.
yeah, you can draw a line through it.
Mm-hmm.
Big creatures, man.
So go ahead and if you're gonna do me some
It
bonks,
kinda
then
depends
do me
on,
some bonks
whoever,
at
Kind of
advantage.
depends on whatever direction he's facing, technically, but
Jazzy!
There's no facing in D&D 5e.
well, that's why I was
Yeah.
saying 5e is kind of lame with that, in my opinion. It's like, no, flanking is flanking, you know. I don't care who I'm facing. Fighting two people is fucking hard.
Yeah.
All right.
To defend against two. It's just, yeah.
All right.
You can roll again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Hold
That's much
on, I
better.
gotta do this 4 times by hand.
Yeah, the
Just
laptop's
roll
still
4d20.
brokey.
No.
Have you tried to
Can
get good?
I don't know. That was pretty good.
I'd make the last roll in case you crit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it
Close.
was better, but
If you do the advanced dice roller, I think it'll actually will it? No, I think it'll roll all 4 plus 10 and add all of that together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I do
That'd be
it by
insane.
hand.
She rolls an 80.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom. I'm glad he's feeling a little better.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
the advanced dice roll is kind of shicey sometimes.
All right. So
does it
yeah,
take you
yeah,
5
the
hits?
27 and the 26 both hit.
Pog. 8
Getting comfy.
plus 10. Oh, I have to do that again. Because he hit twice. And then roll 2d4 for necrotic. And then is it 1d6 for Crimson, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
It is.
You're at 32 damage right now.
Or was it a D8 for your level?
No,
I don't think it increases.
Did
Oh, that's rough. Then
I
yeah,
do
D6.
two? Wait, what the fuck did I do just there?
It's 2d4.
Oh, okay. That one's fine. The other one just didn't go through for some reason. Maybe I just don't know how to type.
Did it? Okay.
There.
So, would you? I'm gonna break the immersion just a little bit. Do you actually? First off, Nimbus, how do you want to do this?
Slice off,
Fucking
slice him off at the
way.
ankle, dude.
Go inside of him.
Oh,
Cut
go
a
inside.
yeah, cut a hole
Dude,
and then
Nimbus
like
does like
melt.
this ultra acrobatic move and dives down his throat, slices him open from the inside.
Cut a hole into him and turn water and turn into him and then just explode out.
Castrate his rock dick.
Ah! No!
Actually do that, but like as cool as that be, he actually can do that.
Nimbus hiccups and is like, he wasn't that hard. Walks away.
Fumbles away.
Somewhere an explosion happens and he
We're
doesn't
all
turn
just,
around.
what the fuck?
Yeah, he kind of just like looks around, notices like, hey, half the bad guys are dead. Looks at the giant thing, kind of just like points his rapier at him. He's like, that's the one I want. And he fucking like pirouettes up there, slashes him twice. You guys just see him start to like corrode, and then he's just like falling apart. And then just kind of just like twirls his rapier and just like, I don't know why you guys didn't just do that in the beginning.
Like, is it raining rocks in here?
But
Once, come on,
as
guys.
you make your two slices in the center mass of Ogre Mark, the kind of purplish energy that is that you've been seeing around or surround him kind of spreads and begins to crack into forming many different pieces all up and down his body, and he begins to crumble into a fine powder. And yes, Iron Fang does fall. If you want to make me a athletics check to see, or a dexterity check to see if you can grab it as it falls. And as the
I didn't roll at advantage.
as the creature begins to just crumble and break into dust, there's a huge brown cloud that comes up, spreading, kind of blocking out the light in this room. And there's just a slight purple haze that is kind of mixed in with it. And once the smoke kind of clears, you see the broken form of Tyr lying underneath the rubble, and this green stone, massive in size. Honestly, probably about the size of Boris's head with helmet on. With this purplish circling energy swirling through it. With your 15, Hira, you are able to kind of you are able to grab it, but the sheer weight of it and the sheer exhaustion that you have, you are brought to the ground.
My wings were about to run out anyway. I had maybe like 1 round left on them.
Hello, Tom. You made it.
Hello.
So this guy just exudes like chronic, basically.
Basically.
Are we out of combat?
Yes, you are now out of combat.
Okay, everybody gang up on this last guy. Gang shit.
Can I run up to Tyr and break the rock?
So
Rock?
the
guy left.
The green one that's sitting.
Yeah, the one that has the weird purple energy.
So it's only the size of, like I said, Boris's head with his helmet. So you'd know, judging by his size, that that's nothing holding. It's not holding him down. There's nothing holding him down at this point.
Weird.
I still want to break it.
Kyle, there's still a bad guy left.
If you want.
I know there's a bad guy left. Um, so, and I'll say, for the sake of this, he kind of, sorry, as the ogre mark just passes like into dust, so does the Myrmidon.
I was about to ask, wasn't that one of the elementals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was hoping it was gonna go inactive once Ogremok went down. If it didn't, Wub was gonna be really fucking worried. Like, wait, I thought that was the big guy. Where's the big guy?
And you can make me an attack roll if you would like to on the shiny rock.
I'm gonna use Iron Fang to do it. Can I have its stats?
So I'll just make me an attack roll and I'll make an judgment to it for right now.
You can't know the stats.
All right.
I hit.
That does. So bringing Iron Fang down on top of this stone, once it makes contact, you see this green purple energy begin swirling up in a large explosion around it, and it begins wrapping itself around Iron Fang. And then the stone completely disappears, and now the yellowish golden Iron Fang in your hands is now exuding this green purple energy.
That's
Oh fuck! Did I
strange.
make a mistake?
Probably.
We must
Yeah.
uncurse the item.
Can somebody on?
We must unbarney it.
We're kind of a little hurt right now. Don't go grabbing
More
things.
than
But, could I do some kind of check on Simon to kind of assess his like?
That would be
I guess his
heal
his
check.
health status or something. A what?
Heal check.
Can I do a heal check on Tier?
I was just going to
medicine.
feed him a potion
Medicine
that
check.
I had.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you had a potion. Well, I will still
Yeah.
roll a medicine check because Wub is worried for your brother.
Can I do a medicine check on Tier?
Yeah, both you and Adram can both make a medicine check on Tier if you'd like to.
Oh,
I'm
oh
dying.
God!
I'm dying.
So
That
do not
potion's been sitting there for a while.
don't mark that potion off of your sheet because Wub, just as you go to pour it into his mouth, Wub kind of puts his hand over his mouth and checks some vitals and kind of stops you before you waste it. He's alive, just unconscious
So it doesn't.
and unresponsive.
If everybody will gather up here, I can finally cast Prayer of Healing. And I can't 6 people, so they need to be within 30 feet.
How much does that heal?
3d6, 3d8, plus my modifier.
Okay.
Well, Wub will try to help Torin bring Simon over there.
2d8
Oh, I
plus
got my
crit.
gauntlets. I can pick Simon up, no
Oh, I
problem.
keep forgetting about this. You just one hand. Let's go.
So yeah, go ahead and roll me.
That's so cool.
What level are you casting this at?
I only have 1 second level spell.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be 2d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, I want everybody to gather up first. Anybody who needs healing, because I can do up to 6. I was gonna do Tyr, Simon, and then anybody else who's at their worst.
Nimbus would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, so
I'm
I can
gonna-
do.
14 out of 72.
I'll do
Torin
Tyr.
definitely needs it.
Yeah, I think
I'm at
Torin-
half.
Hey, can I name
Aaron
them?
needs it the most.
Tyr, Simon, Torin, Nimbus, Adram, and Hera.
I'd probably pick someone besides Simon since he seems to be doing okay.
Can Boris get it?
I figured you would want him healed, but if the
Well, we just tried to.
Yeah, and DM
He's
kinda
just
said it
He's
wasn't
unconscious.
affecting us.
okay, then I'll put
Yeah.
the last one on Boris instead of Simon.
Yeah, I was gonna say all you guys are a lot more hurt than I am.
So, as you're
Oh, yeah.
nice,
Perfect.
20 points back.
That's what you want to
Beautiful.
see.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, as everyone kind of gathers up and takes stock of what has happened and kind of taking a break through everything, here, as although your healing does kind of or you are able to notice the healing that you do provide to Tyr, some of his wounds, clothes, and all that kind of good stuff, but he still remains unconscious. And towards the end of your prayer, as it begins to dispel out, you hear a very familiar cawing coming through the back of your or back of the tunnel, and
Right here.
you see Lifestar fly
They're
in
still alive.
and perch himself on this pedestal back here. There's a slight alcove of rock jutting out from this pillar, and it is looking down on all of you. And Adram, having traveled with Lifestar for a long time, you know what he looks like. His eyes seem to be glowing this golden color. And he's not that massive. However, the shaking inside this area and rumbling and the stones falling from the ceiling begins to intensify. And as some of the stones begin falling, you hear the cracking and shredding of earth above you, and you look up and you see one large boulder begin to fall right above where you guys have gathered.
Oh, jeez.
And then time just stops.
Ooh.
Is it Torrance' friend?
The next thing you know, instead of this dank, dreary, collapsing cavern that you guys have been fighting in, you stand, or in the mere blink of an eye, you stand in a large gilded hall with a throne sitting about 50 feet away from you, unoccupied at the moment. Looking around, you see nothing but clouds. There's golden pillars or marble pillars rising up probably 100 feet above you, with
Are we dead?
a large it seems like the tops, the roof of these pillars that connects them all together is making or is designed and shaped in such a way that when you look down on the marble floor, it casts a almost like sunlight shadow on the ground. After a few moments of waiting and kind of looking around, you see a kind of twinkling flash behind the throne that sits 50 feet away from you. And a tall, muscular, golden hair man with a kind of, just kind of, the hairstyle is kind of frothed over in a small blonde goatee, and brightly glowing, radiant eyes, walks out with a slow clap. Well, another one bites the dust, they might say. Well, nothing.
Kira's face is gonna twist into rage, and she's gonna stand up abruptly, gripping Iron Fang in a very aggressive stance.
Can I roll like a perception
down.
or religion to figure out who this person is?
You know exactly who he is.
How freaked out would Wub be from being transported?
However freaked out you want him to be.
He's still like crossbow in hand because he never sheathed it.
I imagine him like hopping around, looking at the ground, like thinking it's not real.
Yeah.
The drum's gonna look around and then look at the guy, the person, and be like, "I don't understand."
Is the throne still empty?
No. At this point, when with Wub freaking out, Hera becoming aggressive again, and Adram addressing the figure, he has walked out in front of the throne and then sat down and kind of, with a tentative look, is just looking on the 8 or the 7 of you.
Hera's absolutely glaring, holding Iron Fang and standing defensively in front of Tyr.
He is not behind you.
Where the fuck did he go?
We are in a completely different plane, basically.
Well, then she's gonna yell at him. She's gonna be like, "What have you done with Tyr?"
Relax.
Where is he?
Hera, it's not like that.
Down below with our healers. We're going to see what we can do. But in his state, do not get hopeful. I have seen many men come back from wound or grievous wounds, and I've seen gods regenerate from many things, but this is something that even I know nothing about. And he's going to look at a drum. Well, it seems like you've made your choice, son.
I don't think it was fair to make me make a choice during a battle.
Oh, isn't that the best time? And
He's gonna kind of look down.
when all bets are off, you have to make a few or take a few risks, especially when you have very few choices. Well, this is honestly not how I foresaw this going. I was honestly watching to see if I would have to clean up a mess from down there. But it seems like you lot have
You could
taken
have helped
care.
us.
Oh no, not with that.
Oh no. No. Gross.
My brother is much stronger than I am. And if he was crushed by
Let it be
that
Troy.
thing,
Right there.
I couldn't do much. Well, Mr. Torin, we're divine. So, brothers.
I could figure.
And forgive my rudeness. Lannister, nice to meet you. I'm sure you've met or know quite well one of my most proudest finds. And he gestures over
It's
to a
all
drum
mine.
as he says this, and it's like, well, you did it again. Congratulations.
Drum, is that your, you know, your sugar daddy?
You mean Lathander, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like furiously googling like God Lannister in D&D. I'm like, is there another person?
I was confused too. I was like, who? Literally
Be-
who?
it's because there was a typo in my notes. That's why.
It's fine.
Ah.
The drum's gonna look at Torin and be like, it's Lathander, god of birth and renewal.
Hero will be slightly less aggressive, and she'll step forward, still gripping Iron Fang, and she's gonna. Where's Tadriel?
I have no idea. She slipped away faster than she showed up. Oh, so many eons ago.
Hero's face turns very dark.
But I can only assume she's up to more nefarious things, especially with the way she brought certain innocence into it. Sorry about that.
I don't understand.
What is there not to understand?
Drum's gonna be lost. There's so much going
You
on right
made
now in his head.
you made a choice, and you, I guess, chose correctly for your situation.
But what does that mean?
Well, I'm sure you've noticed some changes. Let's just say the one that bound you to the dark side of your heart is not the only one that knows how to make deals, especially when it comes to ones of the matter of concerning souls. Well,
He's gonna fall to his knees and stay again. I don't know what that means.
Nobody knows what it means. It's provocative.
So, DM note, or I'm sorry, I could just continue it this way. Well, raise your hands. Can you fire an Eldritch Blast? Can you fire any of those, create any of those beings out of darkness?
I picture the celestial being saying all of this with like a hint of disgust because I cannot imagine how profane eldritch shit has to be to them.
Well, I am a celestial warlock. I wasn't necessarily like a bad warlock, but yeah, he's gonna.
Eldritch is gross.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's gross.
He's well, but take it easy.
Chill. I get it.
Stop spitting on the screen. It's not my fault. I chose my character back when there was different people here. We had a fox and a chicken and a panda.
There's a lot more diversity. Damn it.
And now you got Boris.
It was a different world back then. He's gonna look at Hira because Hira kind of knows how I'm struggling, even though she's in her own thing, and she's gonna notice that even his eyes just seem like his eyes are like a different shade, and that his shoulders don't look as weighed on. And he's gonna look back at Lathander. But what does this mean?
Oh, you have your life back.
He's gonna start crying.
As for the rest of you, you've done a great service. It was quite alarming to notice a brother of mine missing and unable to be communicated with, and we never would have thought to look at someone that that was raised by him. But now it seems that you've discovered the plot, and I unfortunately must make another request of you who seem so capable to do so.
Everyone?
Everyone. I need all of you.
Torrens fucking had it up to here with this.
Here's gonna kind of raise her head a little and kind of her voice breaking. What more can you ask of us?
Well, you have a traitor in your pantheon.
No.
So that's one thing. And this traitor has sought to infiltrate my pantheon, as well as try to end your very world as you know it, even abusing gods of other planes, as you saw with the primordial down there. I can only imagine what other methods she might think of. I can only imagine it's going to get worse.
Lathander,
Yes,
can I ask one favor?
of course.
My friend Torrens' brother, can he be healed, even allowing him to walk?
He is down below as well. I wasn't so narrow-minded to bring or to not rescue an innocent soul from a collapsing cavern. Fear not, Mr. Torin. He is not lying beneath rubble. He is, in fact, downstairs, and if you wish, I can summon someone for you to go see him.
Drum's gonna look
In
at
due
Torrens.
time. I'm sure he's in good hands at the moment.
Your very best.
Upon hearing, being reminded of that Tadriel is still out there, Hira's gonna stand and kind of steel herself. Where do we start?
If I had the faintest idea. I would tell you.
I
But
think we need to trace the steps of everything and start back at the beginning.
it's a very astute idea, Mr. Boris.
What did he say?
Retrace our steps and start back at the beginning.
Now, and with a quick wave of his hand, a kind of sparkling energy kind of just spreads out from his fingers and wraps around all of you, bringing you back to full health.
Hey,
As well as
you'll see it.
introducing you guys to a new level.
Oh,
Hey!
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Do we go ahead and get that level up now, or
Yes.
Kyle, can you check Discord?
Sure.
Hmm.
Eh.
Does this mean that
Yes. Yes, you
You-
are John.
Hira and Adram are like religious cousins?
Ugh.
Technically, if she worships Tyr,
I mean, they're just together in the same spot. I'm not super familiar with these two.
both
Well,
good gods.
Hira did not recognize Lathander.
Yeah, they're both like major gods. It's just Tyr's more of like a not I don't want to say violent, but like more of a like an aggressor. Where Lathander's more of like a healer. Like
That's
he's
right.
literally known as the god of rebirth and renewal.
Now
So,
at level 11, my swarm does a D8, and if they fail that strength save, like when I try to push them, they get pushed and knocked prone.
Ooh.
Oh, I
I
also didn't
have
realize if
to-
I move myself with my gathered swarm, it gives me half cover until the start of my next turn now. That's actually cool.
That's really fucking sick. You can give yourself
Damn.
cover.
Son of a bitch.
triple
I did not
threat.
realize I got that.
I have to rebuild a whole character. Yay!
Yeah!
Yeah. Plot
Growth!
twist.
No, you're just stuck with 8 levels of useless warlock.
Yeah, that's
Suck
what it
it.
is.
Now the
Aw.
now the other 12 are what, cleric? Get used to it. You'll never be a 20th level capstone.
I wouldn't do that to somebody.
That's what happens when you choose the wrong daddy.
I didn't shoot. Listen, read my damn
He's like,
backstory.
whoa,
read my
whoa.
damn backstory. Wubba lubba.
This is
Sometimes
not how
we
it
do
went
not
down, and you know it.
Sometimes we don't choose our children.
I was
Let-
literally toyed with.
Yeah,
Not in a good way.
Ooh.
Listen, again, just I guess meta knowledge. I don't know who's read my backstory. The fact that he said that, like I got my soul back. I don't think you understand the ramifications of that. The fact that I am no longer haunted by the hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of innocent people I technically killed through an eldritch explosion through
Nice.
me.
Now I can learn Goodberry.
Wubba. Good talk, Wubba. I'm glad I was exposing myself to my
Okay,
deepest
I read
darkest,
your backstory.
I'm
deepest
yeah,
darkest secrets. And Wubba's like, I can make berries now.
I'm doing both. I was listening.
I can just see it now, though. You know. But anyway, I would also, after this session, I will get with each of you and send you off some interesting gifts, because along with the healing, as you notice all of your wounds close, and I'll let you guys pick where it lands, but you feel a slight warmth on this part of your body that you choose. And as you kind of glance down and take a look at it, you now see a sigil of a sun.
We have the Thander's blessing. Welcome to the club, boys.
And each of you will have a slightly different thing. I just have to sit down and flesh out some of the homebrew that I've been writing today.
I want mine to be on my back, and you can clearly see the sigil, and it's like over all the scars.
You walk every day without a shirt on now.
Yep.
Wings out, just...
I do have that armor that can change into everything,
No
so I'm
fucks
changing
given.
into a mesh tank top that I would wear at a Cher concert.
Oh god.
This doesn't damage my relationship with Saloon.
Do you
No.
bring this up?
Nah, I'm gonna keep it quiet.
She's
Yeah.
just the moon side of it. They're not enemies.
Wouldn't want to
Just feels
offend the
weird.
god's gift.
Don't look a gift blessing in the god's mouth. That doesn't come out
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Ooh.
I like
I know what you were going for. I'm not sure how to word it
It's
though.
just like imagine in real life, like all of us get transported, and God's right in front of us, like, "Hey guys, I have this huge thing that will make you happy," and blah 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 blah. And Eric's just like, "Yeah, I don't really believe in you, so
I don't really do that.
like I don't
Can we
like.
can we
Cool,
take this off? Can
like I
we do something
Yeah.
different?
I appreciate like if you want, you could do like maybe like a
It's like
small
one of
like
those
hippo.
magnetic things, right?
Ooh, I
Like
don't
hip-
believe in tattoos. Can we?
Who's
Covered in
tattoos?
tattoos.
I was gonna say just straight.
It's a joke. Just
Could
a
you,
joke.
could you
I
make
will
it like
say-
a charm bracelet?
I
Please?
want him
I-
to say that straight face to Lathander.
I do have a
Lathander literally
question.
looks at all of his tattoos and goes,
Do you already have a tattoo of one of Saloon's icons?
Yeah.
So it is adjacent to
Okay.
hers to
Well, that
give you
looks-
the nice little
That's sun and
balance.
moon.
I have this station in our I'm covered in his art.
There is a place you could find.
Wub's covered in tats, yo. No.
They're all
Well,
kind of like eerily
it's
faded black ink that you can barely see on his green skin.
It's one of those like everybody thinks it's a joke, and he takes his like leather tunic off for the first time in front of everybody. Well, minus time we all took a public bath together.
Kira
But
wants.
and it's like
Kira,
prison tats all over.
Wubba Love is
Kira's
covered
new
from head to
tattoo
toe with
is going to be
tattoos
a tramp
except
stamp.
for his balls. So
Whoa,
he's
what?
like, so
Oh, super
Listen.
ripped.
This is awkward for you and me, but this is the only free space.
Hold on, guys.
So-
I have to bring it back. Tattoo is going to be a tramp stamp.
I'm
I have
kidding.
to-
I'm
did you guys
kidding.
not
I
hear
have
that?
to completely
I'm
canon
kidding.
now. It is
It's
completely
too
canon.
No, I'm
late.
kidding. It's on her shoulder.
Oh,
Your arm.
It's right above her bikini
Rude.
line.
It's gonna be a tramp stamp. So every time Tyr takes a look, he's like, "Damn it, Lathander."
Nope, you fucked it up. Rule 34 Dahira.
Done.
She's got a tramp stamp now. It exists.
No, it's
Ooh.
on her shoulder.
Okay.
Is it like if it's the tramp stamp, is it like a hourglass with like
It's not a
butterfly
tramp
wings
stamp.
surrounding it?
Tramp stamp.
Okay. So
It just says his armpit now.
okay, perfect. Grave, have you thought of, or Nimbus, have you thought about yours, or do you want to wait until later?
Probably gonna wait till later. I don't know
Okay.
where I want it.
Everywhere, right on the center of your face.
The forehead.
Puts it on his tongue.
But
A drum can put it between his eyebrows. This has got
like in Game of Thrones with the sparrows or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it goes
So-
on my back, covering the scars there, but like where the mark is, those scars are like healed. So
Mhm.
it looks like it's basically the star mark, and then you see like scars kind of like starbursting out of it.
Hira's gonna be asked to be taken to Tyr.
He'll oblige.
To
And-
show him your new
Whoop.
tramp stamp.
Wub wouldn't. Wub wouldn't really care where the mark is as long as it just doesn't really like draw too much
Oh
attention.
wait, before
you know
she
what I
goes,
mean?
can she ask Lathander about the weird energy surrounding Iron Fang?
Please uncurse me.
I could not tell you that.
Yeah, that wasn't like that last time I saw it. You did something stupid, didn't you?
Talking to Hira.
Uh-huh.
She ignores him.
Yeah.
She ignores him because she can't hear over the tattoo artist putting a tramp stamp on her back.
It's on her shoulder.
What?
Wub
When
asked
did the
Torin,
shoulder
"What do you think is
become
wrong with it?"
over the crack of her ass?
Yeah.
I didn't. When did they change that spot?
The
Can
holy,
Hira-
the
can
holy
Hira make
tattoo
any
When
check?
they
artist.
renamed that.
Can Hira make any check to figure out what's on it, or can she like remove curse on it?
So, attempting to remove curse, it fails.
Okay.
With making a check, you can make me a religion check, and anyone wanting to investigate this can make me a religion or arcana.
I can't help for shit.
Maybe I can help.
So,
Nope.
you can if you want to make an arcana check, you can.
Oh, I did. I'm having to pull up my character sheet on my phone while I do this other stuff. I rolled a 16.
Okay.
So they got better rolls than me.
All
Much
right.
better.
And what category for arcana? Cool. All right. So, with your combined knowledge of arcana, the arcane and the religious, automatically you know that this is a or a legendary artifact, Iron Fang, the Hammer of Tyr. Normally exuding with a radiance that could only be described as pure and untamed justice. Is as you kind of are looking over it, all of you are getting the feeling of dread, betrayal, loathing.
Damn it, Drum, chill.
And there
What do they do?
seems to be another source of energy encasing this weapon now, distorting its normal properties. As for the source, it seems very unfamiliar.
As in Eldritchy? I guess I should have done an arcane instead of religion.
It is a weird amalgamation. You sense divine,
But then also
primordial,
Eldritch.
and eldritch.
Does it seem like Hira is still afflicted by it? Even after Lathander's healings?
There is no visible affliction on Hira.
Okay. Do we ever get a bag of holding?
You have your chest.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
my magical chest.
That you
You
just
carry around on your back.
Yeah.
Can I'm gonna kind of walk up to Hira and be like, let's put this in storage for now.
Hira's gonna grip it tighter and kind of hold it away from him.
Hira, you don't want what will come from this.
If you would like, Guardian Hira, I can give that back to its proper owner, and you can accompany me to take it back to him.
She'll kind of eyeball Lathander and give a almost imperceptible nod.
Or it might be more well suited in the hands of someone that is able to wield its power. I'll leave that choice up to you. But
Like who? Tyr's
well,
the only rightful wielder of this weapon.
I don't think that's the case anymore. I think there's something else in it.
Tyr's gonna look really kind of almost angry. Speak clearly.
Me?
He's a god.
What
Who,
would
if
you...
not Tyr, would wield it?
Ah, you grow tired of my riddles. Well, he's gonna look over to Boris.
Tyr's gonna follow his gaze, and she furrows her brow and seems deep in thought.
Who better to be than the one that is known as the Butcher to
Ooh.
carry this burden?
Tyr's gonna stand there for a while, kind of looking at Boris, like looking deep, and she's gonna walk up to him and look very deep into his eyes. And it's probably awkward for the rest of you, because she's being very intense right now. Before she grips his hand very firmly, and she's going to ask him very quietly. So if you're not real close, you may not hear her, but she's going to ask, do you understand the honor you carry if you're to take up this weapon?
Justice.
What did he say?
Justice.
I will bring justice like you wanted me to. When I talk.
Yeah. And she'll hand over Iron Fang, still staring him down.
Boris, as you
I
grasp
will
this
share
handle, and it kind of leaves Hira's grasp, you feel it almost pull at something inside of you.
Woo.
And
Oh,
you get this feeling as if your very life force is being pulled out of your core and into this weapon, and something is returning as well. And as you hold it, all of you standing around it can watch this hammer begin to shift and change into a long, oversized weapon, bladed. A very ornate, crafted greatsword. Still swirling with the infusion of purple, green, and goldish hues from the hilt to its blade.
Hira's gonna kind of look the weapon up and down, and she's gonna look back at Boris, and she's gonna say, "When we find her."
And
That's
Lathander.
Lathander is going to cut you off at that point as you begin saying that, Hira, and almost in unison with you. Drive it through her heart, please.
Damn, that's so dramatic. I love that.
We will. Gladly.
Hira's voice echoed by that of a god. That's intense.
Now, as much as I enjoy having you in my domain, is there any... Please take this time to regret or rest, relax, gather your senses. Down below, you will find one floor below. You'll find a medical chamber, and the floor under that will be furnishings. I believe would be suitable to the lot of you. And he's gonna kind of move his fingers in a gesturing forward motion in a kind of spectral, shining suit of armor is going to just kind of apparate into the space beside your party and approach and gesture for you to follow.
Here's gonna look back at Lathander and ask, "Can I see Tyr now?"
Of course. And with another gesture, another suit of armor will kind of approach from the opposite side and stand waiting.
Here's gonna move purposefully towards the exit.
Okay. So, who wants to go to bed? Who wants to go to the medical chambers?
Hira will go
Of
to the
course,
medical
like to go to
chambers.
bed.
I would
Um,
probably
I
go
got
with
business
Hira.
in the medical chamber.
I'd want to stop by medical to check on Simon presumably with Torin, and then go to bed after a while.
Okay. So I've got Hira, Torin, Wub,
A drum.
and the Drum.
Does Torin look pissed at a drum for interjecting his brother stuff, or does he?
Hira's actually gonna tug Boris along with her, and she's gonna ask him quietly if he would come see
I'm
Tyr
gonna,
with her.
yeah, I was gonna come with you. I was gonna say that I was going to bed, but I was gonna come with you.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Me moving closer. I'm not feeling so great, you know.
Yeah.
Let me see where my actual mic thing is in here. Oh yeah, it's right. Yeah, I'm gonna sneak off with you.
Okay.
Boris is feeling some guilt in carrying Tyr's sword in front of Hira. But
And
he trusts the wisdom of a god, so
Nimbus, what would you like to do, sir?
Could Nimbus try to talk to this god before he goes anywhere? Or is
You
it
can
just
try.
like a
He'll accept an audience, possibly.
very pug?
So, as the rest of the party kind of is ushered off down the eastern flight of stairs to the medical chambers, and you walk into a very large domed room, that leaving Nimbus upstairs alone with and what would you like to ask?
So he starts off with like clearance.
Oh
Look.
god damn it!
Look, I don't know you. You don't know me. You probably do know me. I'll take that back. You're a fucking god. Of course you do. Look, long story short, I want to get back home, but I don't exactly want to leave here. I was trying to devise a way to create a safe portal slash passageway from here to there. Do you know anyone in particular that'd be interested in that?
Bringing your Genasi kind to the mortal plane?
I mean, if they want,
Vomit.
if they wish to. Of course, no funny business. No funny business. Maybe a little funny business.
He vomits because Lathander's a
As-
douche racist.
As
No, I think
Whoa.
Lathander's actually like one of the chillest of the deities.
as
Yeah.
so he kind of, from the gesture he gave, like, and the speech, or during the most of the conversation, he was standing at his throne. He kind of stood up in the middle of it, and now he sits back down and kind of strokes the goatee on his chin, and it's like, you're not the first Genasi I've realized that has this interest. and I cannot say that it hasn't been a curiosity of mine. As for a way, I believe you've seen the way twice now. You take these gifted items to the source of the... Oop, let me turn off my phone. You take these gifted items to the corresponding elemental node, and with the right ritual, you're able to open a door. And so long as the weapon and the node stay conjoined, the portal remains open. As for controlling who, what comes through, truly may just depend on the ritual itself.
For the second question, would you know any way to handle them? Because I've tried to pick up the one that is for my home, and God, does it freeze my hand, whole arm, really. It's a terrible thing.
Don't get frozen, duh. Jeez.
What with
What's
this
wrong with you
goblin?
mortals?
What with
Understand,
this
my
goblin hearing just shouts from the bottom chamber? Don't get
Just
froze!
stop getting frozen! Jesus!
So,
Dodge!
well, it seems as what we've seen tonight and prior that these weapons may or may not have a selective process of attunement. I don't think just anyone can hold them, especially mortals. The fact that you have two very mortal, especially in the scheme of Genasi, wielding these weapons should speak bounds about their selectivity.
Say one wishes to become immortal, then. How would one go about that? Hypothetically speaking, of course, of course.
Now that is a question that I have not even surpassed for you mortals. It's quite easy for gods to be rebirthed or recreated once their energies have been returned to our primal source. But there are limits to that, even that.
I figured as much. Well then, suppose that answers all my questions. And he'll do a little bow, fucking turn on his heel, and just head downstairs somewhere.
He'll give a slight nod, and with another, or as this nod kind of, or he raises his head back up, another specter will apparate and gesture in both directions, asking, or silently asking, which direction do you want to be led? Beds or infirmary?
To the beds. He's gonna fight Wub for the largest bed.
Yeah. So, throughout this conversation, let's go back to our infirmary group. Going down what feels like hundreds of stairs, you make your way into another large domed room, lined with gold and stars and suns iconography, just uh, decorating the entire interior. And in the center of the room, you see two or a single very large bed and a smaller bed off to its side with white at the vantage point that you guys are seeing, you are seeing a white sheet laden with gold draped off of two pairs of feet. And slowly approaching, you see the figure of Tyr and the figure of Simon laying there. There are two humanoid members kind of not rushing, but, moving with purpose around both of the beds. Some kind of dampening towels and laying them across their forehead, or, dabbing wet towels over what seems like open wounds. And just general caretaking. As you guys approach, the one tending to Simon turns and, yes, we were expecting you. We are not able to get them to wake, but they both live. For now.
I'm just gonna give a curt nod.
This is something kind of outside of repertoire. I mean, I don't know how much detail you want me to go into, but we're not quite sure how to bring them back.
Very least, could you tell me what happened to him? Have you worked that out?
For you, Mr. Torin, I fear if the worst news. You see, there's something that binds all living creatures together, and that's something that can't be seen. Something inside of you, your soul, and it does seem like.
I pictured Torin getting so frustrated, essentially being like a doctor in a doctor's office, having a doctor try to mansplain doctor shit to you, and he's just sitting there, just vein pulsating in his fucking forehead.
He is without one. Now, for mortals, especially up in this plane, we are typically able to find them quite easily and bring them back. But it's almost as if this one is being held.
Here's gonna lay a hand on Torn's shoulder and she's gonna say, "We'll find her, and she'll tell us how to fix this."
There.
We'll make your brother better. I promise.
I'm not going to be very interested in talking when we do find her. Boris, I'm going to expect you to do your thing.
Yeah.
I will gladly do my thing.
Quickly.
We need answers. I'll never tell you anything. Oh, no. The questions come after.
Is Tyr in a similar situation? He's a god.
That's another one of the confusing things is we can't find his either. I know, how do you take a god's soul? How do you hide something like that? But
Well, just kind of whispers to Torin, gods have souls? I thought they were gods.
Yes, Mr. Wub. They do.
What?
They do indeed have souls.
That's so weird.
They're quite different from ours. But nonetheless.
Do they smell better?
The hooded figure the hood is kind of like draped over his eyes, and you do see kind of long blonde hair hanging down out of the hood. You do see him crack a smile at that, and
Yes.
I guess you could say that if you had to put a difference to it. Yes,
That makes me happy.
where you normal mortals or normal human souls may smell like chicken soup. These smell like, the gods smell like daffodils and roses.
Oh.
While this conversation is going on, here is gonna move past the healer and go to Tyr's side.
As you approach, getting closer and closer, you feel the familiar surge of divine energy growing and increasing inside you. And as you kneel by his bedside, you almost, or almost for a fleeting second, you hear in the back of your mind, "It's okay," in Tyr's booming, thick voice, but it almost sounds like you've had him speak to you before, and even this sounds very faint, very far away, almost like you imagined it.
At the sound of his voice, she this would be very shocking to the rest of them, but she's basically gonna kind of crumple and absolutely break down, and she's sobbing, just clutching his hand with her head bowed,
Zuya's gonna
like the
walk up.
heart-wrenching, like just like soul-piercing sobbing.
Zuya's gonna kind of hold her up,
Uh,
stand behind her.
And as you walk through, Zuya, you feel a similar surge. However, this is from your homeland, a longing. But you do if you had to put a name to the feeling, you do feel love. Almost as if the covenant around you that originally sent you off on this mission is of the utmost support for you.
Hey, I hate to take off, but I'm feeling really sick again. I think I have to go puke.
Have a good night, buddy.
All right, brother.
Go for
Feel
it.
better, man.
Sorry, I'm glad I was able to make it at least.
Yes, I'm
Go-
glad you were
go
able to
rest
come
up.
by.
Thank
Feel
you,
better,
thank
buddy.
you. Good night. I'm trying.
Poor guy.
Yeah, no, I felt like that a couple weeks ago. That shit was bad.
Hell, I didn't even go to school today because I thought I felt bad, and then he's talking about how bad his symptoms were, and I'm like, damn, maybe I should have gone to school. I feel like a bitch.
Well,
All I did was
Broke-ass
sleep all
bitch.
day, right?
bringing it back. We have the remaining 6 of you in this chamber kind of watching all of this go down. What are we doing?
Are there any chairs?
As you kind of are looking around, there are no chairs, but once your line of sight comes back to one of the caretakers, they're like, ah, and with a quick snap, a chair manifests next to Simon's bed.
I'll take a seat and hold his hand.
Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh,
Got it.
Jesus.
Mm.
Is he within 10, 15 feet of me?
At this
Did
point,
he-
yes.
He would get +5 from me then.
20.
Can I aid?
So, as you clutch
Constitution's my second best save.
Simon's hand, you feel as if your soul is being pulled out of you. But you are able to pull it back in, but the moment you are able to, kind of compose yourself for it, your eyes glaze over and you witness a change of scenery. And it is a dark, empty room. So dark to the point that you can only see about 5 feet in front of you. However, you do hear off in the distance, almost as if it's in the corner of the room, the gruff sob. It's a voice you know well. It is Simon. But you do hear him crying.
Fumble my way through. If I can.
You are able to. And as you approach, walking maybe about 45 feet in this dark room, you kind of have your hands out in front of you, and you do put your hand on a fleshy shoulder. Bony from lack of nourishment and kind of stiff from lack of use, or years of lack of use. But as you place your hand on his shoulder, it almost as if it like kind of how to describe this, it kind of just appears, or an image appears into your mind of Simon smiling again. And then the vision kind of your vision kind of blurs and begins to fade away again. And as you come back and look around with your hands still on wrapped around Simon's, you're certain his soul can be reached. How is another question.
Gordon doesn't look pissed as he's looking at Simon. But when he's not looking at Simon, he still looks pretty pissed.
It's trick of the light, I promise.
It's just pissed at the world, dude.
Well, it's not like, hell hasn't been Torrin's main diet as of late.
Everyone's really. We've all been pushed through the ringer.
I'm having an identity crisis right now.
Well,
He
here I
saved
asked
Peter,
her.
and all I got was this shitty tattoo.
God damn it. Walt's
Out of
just having a
character, of
grand old
course.
time helping his friends out, keeping his orphan children safe.
Kyle,
Jazzy cat!
did you see my DM?
I have not checked Discord. Let's see.
I just want the go ahead to
Little
do
Miss
this thing.
Jazzy cat.
Take it. I want to see what you can do with it.
Okay. So once she kind of collects herself, she's gonna ask everybody to kind of give her some space, but she's gonna want Boris to stay with her, and she's gonna kneel in front of kneel next to here, holding his hand, and bow her head against his hand, and she's going to swear an oath of vengeance against Tadriel. And she's going to promise that she will do. It may not be her hand to deliver the killing blow, but she swears that she will make Tadriel pay, and she will fix this.
So she is now a different paladin.
essentially.
Ooh,
Orin's not leaving, but he's definitely not paying attention to y'all.
I was pissed. Adram's in the back, not really sure what to do. Like she
Well, the
could
rest of
try
you
to
guys aren't
comfort
going to know what
Hira.
happened. Only Boris was close enough to
She
hear
could
her.
try to comfort Hira and the fact that Tyr is laying there. He could try to comfort Torin and the fact that his brother's there. But he thinks basically it was his fault for all of this stuff to happen. So he doesn't know what to do. Plus, the whole identity crisis thing.
That doesn't track.
So
He saw, yeah.
as you're kind of conflicted with all the with everything and standing at the back, you do hear a slight psst, like almost as someone's trying to get your attention, standing or at the back of the room, towards the staircase where you came down.
He's gonna look around and see Harry Potter
You will
under the
see
staircase.
Lathander kind of leaned up against the entryway of the infirmary.
He's gonna look back at his friends and then look back at Lathander and walk towards him.
Okay. And so, the quick cutaway, Nimbus.
Pog.
Where Wubba's heading?
Nimbus
So
is playing Pogs.
you made your way down the first flight of stairs, and you do see off to your right the infirmary with everyone kind of gathered around, handling any kind of situations. And you make your way even further down a flight of stairs. And as you walk, you do notice that Wub kind of looks back and scuttles over with you. And you continue to follow your way down into a large, um, just as large of a gilded chamber. At the very center seems to be like a receiving type of deal with several large sofas and a man or a hearth in the center, like a four-sided hearth with fire brewing out in the center of it. It's there's very obvious pots sitting in these fire, and as soon as you walk in, you get the huge scent of cooked foods and warm meals. And then as you're kind of looking around, the two of you are able to notice that it is sectioned off in about 10 or 12 different like segments around the room. So you have this large center area that's just all one big area, and then it's all like 12 different rooms kind of going off in different directions. And at the very north, across from where you guys are, so directly across from where you guys are entering, there is one even larger room that seems to be the center room, with the largest bed. And can I get athletics check to see who rushes over first and wrestle, and then we'll see if you guys start wrestling.
Hell yeah. Hold on, I have to go look at what my athletics is. Damn. He falls on his face.
Jesus.
So as you take
Trip
off
over,
running,
Rob.
so Wub immediately starts scuttling over, and you miraculously somehow trip over one of his small feet, and stumble, and he just keeps running like Goblin the Hedge or Sonic the Goblin Hog,
Goblin the Hedgehog.
and
Sonic the Goblin Hog.
dives into the large bed and just kind of like, and he's kind of like, let's see, if this is the size of the bed, that's Wub. The size of the dice.
Yes.
And I just dropped my iPad. Woo.
Just like a big ass king sized bed.
Oh, it's a God King bed.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you took two kings together and smushed them.
So, and it is angelically soft, Wub. The softest thing you have ever felt. You sink right into it, and as soon as you kind of just like take a deep breath and just of relief, you almost feel yourself being pulled into sleep.
Yes. Wait, I just remembered, what is that giant bed that they have? The California King?
Yeah.
It's like 2 California Kings put together.
Maybe 4.
Jesus. Maybe 4, just cause. Gods
Our-
like to have parties, you know?
Yeah.
Intent, wink wink.
Big parties. So, Nimbus, do you continue your way and try to dive into the bed as well, or do you,
He's no longer speeding his way over. He's like, damn, man. But of course, he's still gonna join Wub on the bed. It's big enough for the both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
That wasn't fair. You cheated.
and same deal. As soon as you kind of get cozy, you do feel compelled into sleep. But at this point, you two can. It's up to you what you want to do. There's obviously food, a chamber for, cleaning yourself off, and then different sleeping areas.
After getting comfortable for a little bit, I'd probably go clean myself off and then settle down for bed.
All
It has
right.
been a very long night for Wub.
All right. And that brings us back up to the infirmary gang. What are the final 2 of you doing? Or 3, sorry. Torin, Zuya, and Hira.
Can't sit here all night holding Simon's hand, so I'll give him a quick little smooch on the cheek and start walking my way up to wherever the beds are.
And as you get about 60 feet away from the beds, another gilded suit of armor kind of apparates in front of you and leads you down. And you see the same massive hall with you hear the sound of water running off to the east. And you do get hit with the smell of the food, and at the very large room across from you, you do see Nimbus, or a clean Nimbus and a clean Wub, just kind of sprawled out, passed the fuck out. I would assume Wub is kind of curled up like a cat at the end of the bed. No, I'm kidding. He sprawled the fuck out.
He's sprawled out, taking as much room as possible, which is like 2 square feet.
And that leaves Zuya and Hira upstairs.
Shit, I just realized Wub would take up about roughly 2 square feet. 2 to 3 square foot. That's upsetting.
But what are you doing once you make your way down, Torin?
Cleaning up and then just finding somewhere to sleep.
There's plenty of options. You've got the massive sofas that lie in the common room, and you also have a nice secluded, or several nice secluded rooms off in different directions.
Dogpile.
Sleep on the sofa.
Dogpile slumber party. Come on, Torin. Be a man.
I'm not gonna lay down on the sofa though. I'm just gonna sit there.
Oh god, Torin would be that guy, and he's gonna wake up perfectly fine. The years of studying in a library have broken him.
Hira and Zuya, what are you two doing?
Wub vomits a little bit in his mouth.
Just brush those.
Hira's probably gonna stay with Tyr a little longer.
Okay. Zuya?
Zuya's just gonna.
She's gonna ask Zuya to leave her.
Zuya will back off some, but he's still gonna watch over.
She's gonna ask
Hira.
him to leave the room. She wants to be alone.
He'll back off, but he's still gonna watch.
She wants him to leave the room. And she's gonna get angry if he insists on staying.
He's gonna back out the room, but he's still gonna be in the area.
Okay. So
As
yeah,
long as
you
he
can. So very easily you see, or as you kind of back out and turn around and walk out the room, and position yourself right in the stairway, like right as soon as you turn down to go downstairs, you do hear the sound of two sets of footsteps going back up the stairs, and that brings me to a Drum and Lathander. I feel like you have plenty of things that you could ask me, but I don't want to get your hopes up by not being able to answer them all. But I'm all ears.
I just don't understand what the point of my life is.
The point
Wouldn't
was
it just been
salvation.
easier to just take me?
But there's no rebirth without a purpose.
I was gonna ponder that for a moment.
If I just accepted your soul in this trade and did nothing with it, let you carry on, are you going to continue on the path that you have set, or are you going to try to continue, or are you going to try to build a new one? I felt this way. Would allow
What
you to
did you?
give.
Good.
I felt this was the way to give you some of the choice back in what you do.
What did you trade though for this opportunity?
Honestly, nothing.
I don't understand.
I made a simple wager, and I won. You chose life and your friends rather than death and anguish.
So that was Alkanath that I saw,
It was.
and he no longer has any hold on me.
None.
Drum's gonna have like a single tear go down his cheek.
Noticing it, he's going to clap you on the back and like, none of that. We celebrate life.
Wub from the background. What are you guys, some kind of fruits? Yay!
Why don't you just get a room and make out?
Yeah, that's it.
And
Um,
Wub, you are currently dreaming of the largest fruit platter that you have ever seen.
He is happily going to eat it, as much of it as he can.
Wubba's basically like a minion from Despicable Me. He's like floating on like a banana float in the middle of a fruit punch thing. Just loving life.
I don't know why, I feel like it would be grapes that goblins would be like nuts for.
He's gonna ask Lathander about his solar, which is basically like the equivalent to Tadriel to Hera. And be like, what about my connection with the Wrathful Star? That's through the Celestial Warlock, by the way.
Well, given the circumstances, it seems like you no longer need another's power to be wrathful. Now you have your own desires. You have your own battles to fight, and your own reasons to fight.
I literally cannot remember the last time that I had this responsibility.
Well, with the amount of conviction you have to these friends that you've made, I think that responsibility is going to be carried appropriately upon your shoulders.
with my life.
Now, I could see that you need some rest.
For what probably felt like he has not taken a breath since the beginning of this battle, he lets out like a deep breath. Yes, I am pretty well spent.
As you would be. Now, go downstairs. Join your companions. Take a load off.
Thank you. And it's going to look like he's about to say something else, but he just has that look of, I have so much to ask and say to you, but I literally don't have the time or strength to do it right now.
So, with a parting nod, he's going to continue back up to his throne room. And on your way down, you do notice Zuya still standing in the hallway.
She's still in there.
She is.
She'll probably spend all night in there.
She may.
I hope he recovers, because this will most likely break her if he doesn't.
I don't know if it'll break her, but I
Trust me.
see a new determination in her that wasn't there before.
As long as we keep her vengeance and seeking of justice pointed in the right direction. But she's not as strong as she thinks sometimes.
Oh, I think she's as strong as she thinks. She just doesn't let other people be as strong as she thinks they are.
He's gonna put a hand on his shoulder. I'm gonna get to bed.
Get some sleep. You need it. You know we're all here for each other, right? You don't have to bear everything on your shoulders. There are other people that can help you. You do realize that, right?
He's gonna kind of start walking away as he starts saying that. And he's gonna pause and like look, kind of turn and look back over his shoulder. I know. I
Are
feel
you sure?
I feel a lot better now. Some things have changed for sure, and as of right now, it seems all for the better.
Are you sure? Because you make me wonder. I know I haven't been here for everything, and I apologize for that, but I did come back for a reason.
And we probably would not be where we're at right now without that. But
I don't know.
no, I think for the first time, actually, he's gonna have some tears welling up in his eyes, uh, and he's gonna kind of like turn back around once he realizes it, as he starts walking away. For the first time since I can remember, I feel good.
Just a baby.
Good night, friend.
Good night, friend. Don't forget, we're here for each other.
And
Doesn't matter what happened before now, we're all here for each other.
as the drum kind of continues down the stairs away from you, Zuya, you do hear the heavy clanking of Hira's footsteps begin approaching. Um,
As she comes out of the door and she sees Zuya still there, she kind of gives him a look, and he can't tell what that look means, but she kind of just doesn't say anything and she walks past him. And she asks one of the suit of armors to lead her to Torrens' room.
So, as the two of you make your way downstairs with Zuya a little behind, um, you find Torin. Are you passed out?
Oh yeah.
he is completely zonked in the center room, like the kind of common room on one of the sofas, just completely.
He's
My
he's
neck's my neck's at a fucked up angle. My mouth is open. I'm
I was about
snoring.
to say his
he's
next
speaking
blank.
he's speaking to himself in his sleep. Fireball, fireball, fireball.
He's like reciting his entire spell book word for word in his sleep.
Now that would be interesting.
He's going down his kill list like Arya did in Game of Thrones, and you swear you heard a drum on it.
Bub. Boris.
And that is where you find him.
Just because I like to spark controversy, Arya's not a faceless. Get over it.
Oh no! Oh no! I don't know what the context of this is. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but oh no!
It's alright. The last season kind of killed the whole fucking thing, in my opinion. They rushed the shit out of it.
Isn't that how all good stories go? But sorry.
No, I mean, like, there was literally absolutely no book for them to base the last season off of, because the book wasn't released yet.
Even
So
worse.
they pretty much just did whatever the hell they wanted to Hollywood-wise.
Seeing Torin there, here's gonna kind of pause a moment, deciding if she wants to wake him up or not, and she'll eventually make her way to her own room, thinking he's been through enough for the day and she can talk to him tomorrow.
Okay.
Dogpile slumber party.
Well, actually, instead of going to her own room, she will actually return to Tyr.
Dogpile slumber party.
Nobody wants to join us.
This place is a prison.
Crawls up into a Drom's arms like a little lapdog puppy, and we cuddle.
Y'all about to find Hira in the morning, curled up next to Tyr's whatever he's laying on. She's gonna be on the floor.
So
Passed out.
With a tramp stamp throwing.
It was
listen,
your joke idea to begin with.
Listen,
You started it.
Hera is purely a sexual being, which doesn't do anything with her sexualness. She's just like that Adonis. So it would 100% make sense that she would put it on her back.
I'm assuming they're like kind of like Lathander's attendants or whatever, kind of around 24/7. She's gonna ask if any of them can maybe make some arrangements for her to stay in the room with Tyr, maybe like a cot or even just some blankets on the floor.
I
so
just picture her like that weird, like, Russian scientist from Archer. Yes, I'm a sexual being. If that is shocking to you, so be it.
give me a persuasion check with advantage, because they are under, and as you ask, they say that they are under strict order that only the ill should be in here for an
If she's
extended
too
amount
much
of
in their way,
time.
if she's too much in their way, she'd be willing to sleep outside the door.
Son of a bitch.
With your compelling argument, they do give you some leniency, and they manifest a comfortable sized bed and a mannequin for you to set your armor off in the kind of northern corner of the room, so you can still be in the room with them. So that leaves Adram and Zuya, the only two awake in the bottom chamber.
I walk to bed.
Okay, that leaves Zuya. You kind of follow Adram down and watch Hira, or follow Hira down. Watch her kind of just turn back around and go in, and Adram has already like kind of gone off into a different chamber to sleep, and Torin is zonked out on the sofa.
I just kind of watch these silly fools sleep and ponder about my mission. And I just sit and think about everything that's happened. I'm not sleeping with Oh Moist Boy. Sorry, not gonna happen.
There's enough room.
Yes, but I'm not gonna sleep.
There's
with
enough
wet
room.
sheets.
there's enough room on this bed that you could go bare form and still not be
that's-
sleeping on any of them.
Okay, first off, racist. I'm pretty sure he can control his moisture enough to not fucking soak everything he's sleeping on. God damn
No,
it.
he cannot.
Maybe.
No,
Listen,
he
Zuya,
can't. All right.
Zuya, if you're wet, that's because you have some subconscious like in what's
DM
happening.
retconned it. DM retconned it. He gets everything wet. Deal with it.
Totally. That's why I'm not doing it.
Zuya's like, I can't tell if there's a tree in
Including
my
the
pocket or I'm just
ladies.
happy to be here. Water me, Nimbus.
Oh no.
What has this game become from tramp stamps to lubricating
Sarah does not
boys?
have a tramp stamp.
Listen,
Self-lubricating
You're the one that said
boys.
Nimbus is permanently wet.
we're just suffering from PTSD.
Oh,
We're going crazy.
But
Don't you hate on our coping?
you all are able to get a rather comfortable full long rest. And if in the case of Zulia, you are able to kind of find a nice quiet spot next to the crackling fire, and meditate for the amount of time that you need. After what seems like an extremely long time, as in almost like you overslept, all of you, you're, especially Torin and Zuya, who are the closest to it, you are awoken by the delightful smells of different fragrances of foods being wafted up from, the center mantelpiece. You, or Torin and Zuya, you open your eyes to see different different large pots boiling away in front or above the fire, and then towards another one you are able to see a small like grill-like structure with different types of meats, some slathered with cheese, and then a small little stone chamber that looks almost like a makeshift oven making warm biscuits.
I'm crawling. I'm half asleep crawling towards it.
And
Your neck hanging at a weird angle.
Yeah.
Torin's
Torin's
Like
earned
an
this, damn it.
undead. It's just like
Nick.
So, all of you awake to the smell of delicious food. Nimbus and Wub, as you climb down off the massive bed, you do see Torin and I assume Zuya munching away on some large platters of food sitting in front of you, a drum. You come in a little bit later and find a similar sight. And Hira, you are awoken by one of the attendants upstairs saying there's breakfast ready downstairs if you'd like to feed yourself. I think that would be best at this point in time.
oh, very pointed. Basically, get the fuck out of here.
And as soon as you don
Move,
your
bitch.
armor and you notice that it's immaculately cleaned while you were sleeping. The engraving of Tyr's hammer that sat in the middle of your breastplate has been repolished and is shining with a new vigor. And making your way down, you're able to join breakfast with the rest of your party. Wow, this is an awkward breakfast conversation.
I'm fucking busy.
Hira's gonna walk in.
Munching on meats, man. Meats
Hira's
and
gonna
biscuits.
walk in, glance around, not say anything, and just go for the food and sit down in silence at the. Is there like a big table or like what's the arrangement?
So it's 4 large sofas. Each sofa is enough to fit all seven of you pretty comfortably. But if you scatter out, then there's a lot of room. And there are small shelving on each side of these 4 fireplaces that kind of go against or set in a large center pillar of the room. And there's plates, utensils, some odd and end fruits and stuff like that scattered all around these shelves. But like I said, in the main fire, there's different types of food that you can kind of just walk over, pick up a plate, and serve yourself.
All right,
It's a buffet.
Hera will fill up her plate a whole bunch because
A Jimmy Buffett.
she's super hungry after everything they've been through, and then she'll take a seat on the corner of one of the couches.
Have I ever told you guys my aunt was a saxophone player in Jimmy Buffett's band?
Really?
Wow.
Amy Lee. She's the only female saxophone player.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. She toured with him for like 20-something years.
As we would say in band class, she must have been really good with that wood between her mouth or her teeth.
Awkward, but I guess
You got there eventually.
You got there.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know what that means.
Because a saxophone is a
I
woodwind
get it.
instrument with a
Yes.
with a wood
I
reed.
know.
Reed.
I was in band. I was in marching band.
Oh,
And
okay.
you know what a reed is. That's what you're looking for there, Kyle. The reed.
I got elected to lead, not to read.
Just do chorus like I did. You do the least amount of work, and you still get to go to a theme park. Easy clap.
I was low brass. That's the only ones that count. Sorry.
Hey,
guys.
I was treble brass.
Except for one year I did
the
tuba.
lowest. I was the very lowest of the brass.
One year I did trombone, and then I did tuba for band, and that was actually pretty fun.
I was a tuba.
Because I was in middle school, and the tuba sounded like a fart, so that was just hilarious to me as a young-ass little boy.
I was on flute in fifth and sixth grade, and then I was like, there's too many people who play flutes. I want to be loud and I want to be unique, and so I picked up the tuba, and I was the only tuba player for several years.
Yeah, that was my struggle. I wanted to get off tuba, and I was literally the only tuba player, and the band teacher was like, no, you're so good at it! And I was just like, you know what? I don't want to be in band anymore.
I was the best instrument in band.
That's subjective.
The tuba?
Percussion.
Oh, okay, I agree.
Yeah, percussion is pretty dope.
See, I would say Eric had the best role in band because his cause we went to the same high school. His brother was a trumpet player in my section, and both of his parents were chaperones, so he got to go on all of our trips and not have to put in didn't have to put in any of the work. He just went.
Awesome.
That's how I met Eric. What was it, Disney?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was the parasite.
I didn't realize that. Damn. So Ross was actually in band, and you never actually were. You just kind of tagged along. Nice.
I did play French horn briefly, but then I just kind of stepped away from it.
Well.
Yep.
Back to our lovely session.
Now that we've been distracted thoroughly.
It was Wubba's fault. He dropped Jimmy Buffett.
Technically, I started with Buffett, though. I set it up for him.
Okay, fine. Ed, you screwed
look
up
what
everything.
you did.
Look what I did. I'm so bad.
Take all the credit
getting a
for
spanking.
completely
I will
derailing
take the
it.
credit.
So is anybody actually talking at breakfast, or is everybody as silent as Hera?
We were all being silent because we didn't talk at all.
You guys are gonna
my face full of food.
I figure there's like general lightweight conversation going on.
What you guys are going to notice, which seems odd, is
I'm
the fact that
debating making the comment that you guys look like shit, like I always do.
normally a drum is like the first person out because he doesn't sleep. A drum's going to be the last person showing up to breakfast, and he's going to have a pep in his step. He got literally the best sleep of his life. Nope, he's gone. He is
Did he
like,
stop wearing eyeliner finally?
He's the golden boy now.
it wasn't eyeliner, it was literally bags under his eyes.
It was eyeliner. We all saw it.
You wish it was eyeliner.
It washed off. It washed off in the shower. I saw it. It's right there.
Hera traveled with a drum long before we joined this party, and she's seen that eyeliner pen.
I will have eyeliner as long as you have a tramp stamp.
And all of you, before a drum walks out, all of you get a ping on your smartphone with a Instagram post, and instead of the normal morning post of a drum brooding out of a window, you see him like glowing in this picture, and you see the hashtag underneath is new life. Who dis?
Is he serenading the outdoors?
New life, new day. gonna be
So
a
it's one of
Justin
those like
Powell.
overly happy, like weirdly overcorrecting. You know what I mean? Just super happy and magnanimous about the day, and
He's gonna
just
take
kind
it
of
in front of
stares
a
at the
mirror,
phone. Just
so you can see on the back of the reflection of the mirror his back and that brand new tattoo.
Does he come
God
out
damn it.
shirtless?
Yeah, he's gonna come out shirtless with his shirt like draped over his shoulder. He's like
Is he dancing?
Spider-Man.
Is he doing like that happy walk?
Yeah.
Or is-
He's doing like finger guns
like
at the
Peter Parker
attendants.
with
Not
the
the finger
Hey, what's
guns!
up?
yes.
Like Tobey
Kyle.
Maguire and Spider-Man?
Yeah, I was just
Except
about to
not
say
really
like
worried about
Spider-Man
my
when he gets to the
shirt.
symbiote.
You're really worried about your shirt?
Yeah, because when I took all that damage from Ogremok's mud tidal wave, my whole back got flayed.
Yeah, it. From what you remember taking it off, or you didn't take it off.
I didn't.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's still just shreds on the back.
Xander is a god of
Shit.
renewal. Your shirt is brand new and folded when you wake up.
Unless he's got a sewing machine around here.
Of course he does.
You're gonna have to make it up to Khaleesi, you know what I mean?
Dude, he's a god. Of course he has a sewing machine. Well, not him, but one of his slaves.
Yeah, like he
Something
doesn't have a
tells me she
slave.
won't be too upset with me.
He just has
sorry,
attendants that don't
servants.
get paid.
Servants, yeah.
Just kiss her and make it better, man. It's okay. She'll be fine with it. Just give her a little kiss, man.
He's gonna show up. She'll be like, "We need to take that off of you right away." And
They're
it's
just
like,
unpaid interns for all eternity. They're not slaves.
On second thought,
It's like, no, my pants are fine. No. It's a matching set. We need to take this off. Torrance just standing there with his spell material bag right over his junk. I guess I'll just wait. I can see it.
well, Hira, Drum, it looks like you two kind of flip-flopped.
She's gonna kind of give him like a dead look, like she heard him but didn't really register.
Yeah, like that.
Good morning, everyone.
That doesn't sound
Morning.
Torrance looking back and forth like, I don't like this.
How was everyone's sleep?
right. You know, honestly,
Sleep.
not that great. You'd think that a place like this could have more comfortable couches.
You should have joined us on the bed. It was super comfortable.
Uh,
There were other beds, Torin.
uh,
That's
You didn't
why I
even
said
sleep.
earlier, out of character, just years of sleeping in the library of broken Torin. That's just
I can and will fall asleep about anywhere.
I've in like out of character, I've always hated that. I could never fall asleep like just sitting straight up. Like even in a car, I don't know why I could never. I have to be reclined in some sense. Ugh,
You are simply weak. That
pretty
is all.
much.
But you've got some pepidron.
Yeah, I feel great. I'm sorry that I'm late to breakfast.
I
And he's
think
gonna
that's
like
funny.
he's gonna like pick a couple things off the continental breakfast buffet.
Is there a cheese fountain?
As soon as you kind of look around for a cheese fountain, one manifests in the corner
I
of
have a
the
cheese fountain.
That is amazing. He's gonna go over and take a cup full of it. He's also gonna get one of those little cereal boxes and take a knife because he has to cut through the bag to pour the milk in. He comes
Oh.
over and he's kind of like whistling and he's
Hey,
Oh,
wait.
hold
He
on.
pours the milk in the cereal
No.
box.
No, I got a
What?
6 level spell slot. I'm gonna upcast Fireball. Fuck this. That's wrong.
What do you mean that's
No.
no? It's not like the big cereal box. You know the little
Well,
ones
yeah,
that like
it's the little ones at the continental
pour
breakfast.
that in a
Oh,
bowl. You
bowl.
don't pour the milk in the box.
guys.
That's interesting. Never heard that before.
Take it easy. First off, the box is literally made to do that, and there's instructions on it that say to cut the
Dude.
bag.
Well, but straight up, so I live in the woods, but that's fucking ghetto.
Listen,
I
you
always pour it in a bowl. I
there
don't
is
care.
there is nothing you guys can say that will hurt a drum's happiness right now. You don't understand. Imagine if you spent 30 years of your life getting like an hour and a half of sleep,
A drum,
and that hour and a half of
drum.
sleep was a nightmare the whole time.
Don't even
The drum.
try.
Your parents are basically one step down from being literal gods. You cannot eat cereal like this. You
His,
can't.
He
his parents are dead, bro.
yeah, he grew up in a village. You know what? I wish he'd read my backstory. He grew up in a village.
Well,
The only
yeah,
ones that
yes,
took
yes,
him in,
yes, yes,
and they
yes, yes,
killed
yes,
them
yes.
all.
But you're an Asimar, which means at least one of your parents is quite literally a Celestial.
Yes.
That's not true because Asimar can be born from like distant relatives being angels. That's what Hera is. Like neither of her parents are celestial at all. It's a very distant relation.
Yes, my parents were that, but I've never met my parents.
If he wants to pour his milk into the cereal bag, we've all got our baggage. Just kind of let him do it.
I guess you're right, Tor. That's so weird. Who does that?
He's still humming and
He's-
munching on his
He's
celestial
definitely part of the
frosted flakes.
cults. He's part of the cults, Torin. Look at him. Look at him.
Speaking
Cold.
of
And then just
baggage,
choking
here
on
it
his
looks
own
like you've
cereal.
added two.
She's gonna kind of give
I
another dead
understand.
look and go
Yeah, I
back
like
to
that.
eating.
Guess we had a very productive night, huh, Torin?
I'm sure you and Nimbus did, but not me.
Ooh woo.
Yes. I don't know what goes on.
Those two have
I
been
mean,
getting
everyone
closer.
seems very
so-
sulky today.
I'm not.
I think the only who's sulky is Hera, actually.
Torin's always sulky.
Well, Torrin seems to
Yeah.
be pretty, I don't know, not peppy, but as witty as per usual.
I just think Torin's confused at a drum right now.
I've always
We'll
said
talk it
that.
up soon.
Okay, we got to figure out if we're talking as our characters or not, because you guys are confusing the shit out of me.
A drum's gonna stand up in character because he just finished his cereal. Is like, anyone want a box of cereal? He's like looking around, pointing.
Yes.
Anyone?
No.
Fruit Loops. Stuffs
Oop,
me some
oh.
Fruit Loops.
Roger that. He's gonna get up, grab a box of Fruit Loops and a knife, assuming you're gonna do the same thing he did.
Got as you
Dare
stand
you
up,
go
you
for a circular cereal here and not call them halos?
you get up and you grab a small
Halo Loops?
container. On the outside of it, it says "Loot Froops."
Ah,
Oh yeah,
they can't even afford the brand name shit here.
they're fruity halos.
Well, I guess that'll do. But I'm putting it in a bowl. I'm not eating it out of the box like a heathen.
Lathanderos.
It's instead of
Yes.
Cheerios.
It's his big, stupid, smiling face on the box.
It's just
Part of this well-balanced, renewed breakfast.
Yeah, they got Wheaties up here. Who's on the Wheaties box?
Renewios.
They're called flighties.
It's Lathander.
Couple angels.
It's Lathander, but in like a slightly different costume. So like
Yeah.
every box like is some variation.
It's like Newman's own, but it's all Lathander.
Yeah, it's like every box has his face on it, but some variation of costume.
Someone write that
And, like,
down.
Just
Oh,
the
come on.
signs have it. So like there's eggs there, and it's just Lathander in like an egg costume.
oh god.
For Cocoa Puffs, it's like Lathander in the bird costume.
Yep.
Oh. Oh.
We are horrible, horrible people.
And he's saying, "I go cuckoo for Cocoa Halos." I don't know.
Something popped into my head that I don't want to say on stream.
Don't
Now
say
you
it.
have to
Yeah.
mute yourself
You
on your
have
stream.
to.
Mute
Come
yourself
on.
to your stream, but say
No,
duh.
they can read lips.
Cover your mouth like football coaches do.
Yeah.
1
Type
second,
it out.
guys.
Just make sure you're actually muted.
Oh no.
What? That's not that bad. That's pretty tame.
Yeah, that's
And
Yeah,
fine.
that's tame.
We literally had an episode of Tom beating orphans. That wasn't that bad.
Whenever Hera's done with her breakfast, and whenever she notices that Torn is done with his, she's gonna kind of get up quietly, put away her stuff, and she's gonna kind of come up behind Torn and put a hand on his shoulder and lean down and ask quietly if she could talk to him privately for a moment.
I'll give it a little nod. Like now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So, Drum, you
Scoot back and walk away with Hira.
Yeah.
You seem a lot happier lately. Why didn't you just
Kind of
abandon that other god a long time ago?
That wasn't really a choice. I've been following Lathander's footsteps for a while. I was just kind of haunted by. Have you ever heard of stand by Alganoth before?
Wub just kind of stares blankly. Sure.
You can make me a history check if you would like to. Just
Sure.
the likely.
+2.
So, I've heard the name before in passing, but
I'm gonna notice that Wubba's just like, no. Like,
I
well,
knew that one and I walked away. Shit.
Damn it.
as far as I know, he's known as the supreme god of chaos, and he is, since the earliest I can remember, constantly haunting and messing with me.
Why
So,
didn't you just tell him to leave you alone? Like I did
Oh.
when the people in town would bully me.
Wubba, he's gonna like look at you like almost like a child, not in like a degrading thing, but just like, I wish it was that simple type of way, but doesn't want to say it like that. Like
Well, if we ever see him, you just point me at him and I'll beat him up.
he's gonna smile bigger than you've ever seen him smile before, because now he can smile much better. Like, Wubba, you're a good friend.
He smiles at hearing that.
big ass fucking toothy grin.
Yeah. So sharp, mangled, like fangs, basically.
I wouldn't have it any other way. This was a movie. You'd see the cutaway of a drum giving the dagger to Wubba when he was new
Yes.
to the party, and he was scared of everyone. Not necessarily scared, but just not trustworthy of all these big idiots around him.
And then you fast forward to me stabbing the Eldritch guy with the knife you gave me.
Credits.
Leave him alone!
You
Produced by
big
Tickle.
meanie.
As Wub
Well-
just like disintegrates from touching a fucking Eldritch deity like a piece of scum.
Ooh.
Love it.
Eldritch gods are fucking creepy and scary, man.
Yeah,
So,
I've been haunted by one.
Yeah.
Literally, my background, which I believe is going to change, was haunted one. Those who
That
look into
would
your
have
eyes
to
can see
change.
that you have faced unimaginable horrors, and that
Yeah.
you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you every courtesy. Blah 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 blah.
actually, that
I
shouldn't
almost
have
went
to
with that
change.
one for mine in our Curse of Strahd, but I went the classic Hexblade, middle of the road guy.
So, and just to answer the supposed question, nah, I don't think that would have to change a drum. I think you could keep that because it's still part of your experience. And as the kind of jovial banter starts to kick up between the remaining 4 or 5, technically, with Boris still technically being there, here in Torin.
So did you want to do this now?
We can.
Okay. When they get into the other room, she's gonna shut the door behind him, and she's gonna kind of turn and look at Torn, and she looks like she's not really sure how to begin. And she kind of stands there awkwardly for a little bit before kind of choking out, "I'm so sorry about your brother." And she's gonna her face is gonna crumple a little. And Torn can clearly see that, kind of get the feeling that Hira fully blames herself for everything that happened in that cavern.
Any need for you to apologize, Hira? This isn't really something you had any control over.
Tadriel was my guide.
Mm-hmm.
I was her responsibility and she was mine. This is my fault.
And she ended up being a liar.
I should
So
have
you could have known.
I should have known. I've known her my entire life.
Should have, but you didn't because you had known her your entire life. When someone knows you for that long, they can manipulate you any way they want to.
She's gonna kind of slam her hand against the wall and use her other hand and kind of her head, and she'd be like, I was so stupid.
Wouldn't
And your
call it
brother paid the price
stupidity.
for it.
Well, he's better. We kind of came up from rock bottom. Gonna go up from there.
I don't understand how you can be so optimistic.
I'm not. There is no maybe in this situation. We either fix this or we die. Trying, of course. Unless one of us just drops dead.
Here's gonna kind of clench her jaw and nod. I just I wanted to let you know that I will give my life trying to fix this. And I'm sorry.
Same. Then I am truly sorry for what's happened to you. I can't imagine what it's like to have that ripped away from you.
She kind of closes her eyes. Tyr and Tadriel were everything to me. And now I don't have either of them. And I don't know how to do this without them. And you can see her kind of break a little again.
Well,
Narrator in the background. So it was Hera he who sheds a tear. Title drop.
Oh.
well,
Gotta do
for
it
the
every
time
episode.
being, Hera, you can try and treat the rest of us like surrogates, if that helps. We're basically family at this point.
She's gonna kind of give a short laugh at that. I appreciate that.
We're all tied together in a bunch of little knots. Even more so now. Hell, I don't think before this situation you and I had that much in common.
I don't believe we've ever had a conversation. Just the two of us.
Nothing so deep. But now we have a common enemy. And some problems to fix. So if we focus on that, I think things will turn out the way they're supposed to.
Here's eyes are gonna blaze. And she's going to tell Torin, if you would like the last blow when we find her, you have the right to that. Just as much as I.
Fair? Fair is fair. And I won't hold it against you too much that you handed Iron Fang over to Boris.
I believe
God damn it.
that's what Lathander intended. Don't you already have an artifact?
True.
It's not enough for you?
Not the one he was hired for.
I'm just joking.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna lie, I was
That's
waiting this whole time for him to make a fucking comment on that.
No, we're past that now.
I believe you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. She kind of implying about the trident.
Someone gave us
Of
a
course.
horse?
Don't
Sorry,
worry.
Love's not in there.
I believe we have at least 2 more artifacts to locate before this is all over.
Wub doesn't do idioms.
Artifacts, 2 more nodes.
2 more near-death situations.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be more than 2. The situations we find ourselves in. But we'll make it. Yeah, we'll make it. We got this. Right? Can't go around giving everyone that dead eye look.
I just I don't know what to do anymore.
It'd be like that for a bit. It will. Just
Tad,
fall back on us when you need to.
she's gonna kind of look him hard in the eyes and say, Tadriel saved me. Before her, I was nothing. I didn't have a purpose. I was just the token prized child that everybody thought was so blessed by the angels, and I was going to be married off to have some noble's kids to make friends for my parents. And I didn't think there was anything more to life, and then Tadriel came to me, and she gave me a purpose. And now I. When did it start? Was I part of her plan? What if my. Is it all tainted? I just. I don't know where to go from here.
Well, I
For
take it
now.
you've ever been too well with directions, but the rest of us are.
For now, I suppose I can settle for the temporary purpose of finding Tadriel and giving her what she deserves.
It's as noble as any. Delivering justice, isn't that your whole shtick?
This won't be justice. This will be vengeance.
Lines are very, very thin. But we'll be with you. We've all got a part to play.
She's gonna put a hand on his shoulder and nod and give him a squeeze before she leaves the room.
In the remaining four of you, what banter have you gotten into since they disappeared? I want to know what they're walking into. More Looty Fruits conversation.
I would like to make it clear though that I'm not happy at everything that's happened. It's just I've gotten rest for the first time in a while. So it's
We
just
get it. You're stoned.
he seems happier. The fact that he's actually relaxed to have sleep.
Yeah, Hira, as unresponsive as she's been, she has noticed that it's like a great weight has been lifted off of a drum.
Yeah, that's more or less what it like. I'm not like walking around like, hey, Torn's brother's basically dead and Tyr's basically dead, and I'm not. It's not happiness like that. It's just like his shoulders are not slumped as much as they were. He's not as edgy.
I mean, yeah, I mean his biggest burden for his
Is
entire life
literally
has
gone.
been lifted. Yeah.
Yeah, like as much as Tyr dying or being in the state he is to Hira is the fact that this is no longer a burden on him.
Yeah. Well,
So
at
it's
least
like
something good came out of this.
that big. Yeah, other than the fact of, his god and the person that's there, the god that's been taunting him and haunting him his whole life, literally played a game, during a battle, that he hasn't really focused on, that he was basically a mouse in a gentleman's bet.
When Hira comes back in, she's gonna make her way over to Drum and put a hand on his shoulder, and she's gonna be like, "I'm really happy for you. You deserve this." And it's kind of the first time since everything happened the day before that there's even the slightest spark of emotion
He's
in
gonna
her.
hug her so tight.
It's gonna take her by surprise, and
Yeah,
she's
like
gonna
just,
go, oomph.
yeah, like so tight. Like this is the hug that I've been trying to give you for the past, I don't know, 10 years of our lives or however long it's been.
Zui is gonna ruin the moment and throw a strawberry at Drum's head.
I thought he was gonna turn into a bear and give a bear hug.
I'll say.
He
Dog
can be
pile.
Zuya can be a little overbearing.
God.
Adam.
Throwing 3
I
strawberries at
see
his
it.
head.
I get it.
I'm in danger.
Well, as you guys reconvene back in this central chamber. You have a hearty breakfast, enjoy each other's company, and make small talk, planning the next leg of your journey as Lathander kind of makes his way downstairs, walking past you and picking up a large tray of fruit and just begins kind of he sits down on one of the empty sofas and just closer to the group, so not to be like standoffish, and it's just kind of be like,
God joins him for breakfast casually.
and just kind of sits and takes a few bites of some of the fruit that's on the tray, and he opens his mouth to speak, and he says, "Next time,
Next time on
Princes of the
Warren asks the
Apocalypse."
question, do
D
you
and
need to eat?
D.
We all say it together like a game show. Princes of Apocalypse.
Oh, I can't remember. What did the intermission or whatever song thing for DBZ do? Oh, what was it? I keep remembering the Trigun one that was like that weird rock outro.
Yeah, but that is where we are going to end our session this evening. I appreciate you guys coming out and spending some time with me and playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Gross.
This has been a lot of fun. I like fucking with you guys.
By stream.
Yes. Good
Hulk
night.
took too much damage.
everyone.
I don't like this.
Master
Oh,
Eric will remember that.
you don't like taking damage, Wub?
No,
Oh,
I should be invincible. Damn it!
I think you took the
You have to
least
do it,
damage out
Laura.
of everybody.
I did. I was still above half health by the end of
I
that.
loved being at 14 HP.
Yeah.
That's after I
That's
even
funny.
healed you some, and